I had always scoffed at the idea of the supernatural, dismissing ghost stories as mere fiction meant to scare children. Little did I know, my skepticism was about to be shattered on a night that would become a haunting memory forever etched in the deepest recesses of my mind. It was a chilly autumn evening when my friends and I decided to explore the abandoned Ravenhurst Manor, a decaying mansion rumored to be cursed. Its ominous silhouette loomed against the moonlit sky, casting an eerie shadow over the overgrown gardens that had once been a testament to its opulence. The air was thick with a palpable sense of foreboding as we approached the rusty gates, hesitating for a moment before pushing them open with an ominous creak. The grand entrance hall welcomed us with a haunting chill that seemed to penetrate our very souls. As we navigated the dilapidated corridors, the floorboards groaned beneath our weight, whispering secrets of the mansion's dark history. It was as if the very walls held memories of unspeakable horrors, eager to share their tales with anyone foolish enough to tread its cursed halls. As we ventured deeper into the heart of Ravenhurst Manor, a pervasive cold settled over us, and our breaths materialized in the frigid air. It was then that I noticed the faint flicker of candlelight emanating from a room at the end of the hallway. Against my better judgment, I felt an irresistible pull, drawing me towards the source of the mysterious glow. The door creaked open with a tortured wail, revealing a chamber frozen in time. Dust-covered furniture adorned the room, shrouded in decay. A solitary candle flickered on an antique table, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls. My gaze was drawn to an ornate mirror that stood at the far end of the room, its glass coated in a thick layer of grime. As I approached the mirror, my reflection began to distort, contorting into grotesque shapes that mirrored the twisted history of Ravenhurst Manor. Panic set in as I tried to tear my eyes away, but an unseen force held me captive, forcing me to witness the nightmarish visions unfolding before me. Faces of long-forgotten souls flashed in the murky glass, their eyes pleading for release from the eternal torment that bound them to this accursed place. A sudden chill ran down my spine as the temperature plummeted, and a guttural whisper echoed through the room. "Leave this place," it hissed, a disembodied voice that seemed to seep from the very walls. But the compulsion to stay held me in its grasp, my feet rooted to the spot. The air thickened with an oppressive malevolence as shadows writhed on the periphery of my vision. Unearthly moans and distant footsteps reverberated through the mansion, as if the spirits of Ravenhurst were awakening from a long, tortured slumber. Panic set in, and I stumbled backward, desperate to escape the clutches of this spectral nightmare. With each step, the mansion seemed to warp and twist, its architecture defying the laws of reality. The once familiar corridors now led to surreal landscapes that defied reason. I found myself trapped in a labyrinth of ever-shifting walls, the very fabric of the mansion mocking my attempts to flee. The relentless whispers grew louder, a cacophony of tortured souls pleading for release. The air pulsated with an otherworldly energy, and I could feel unseen eyes watching my every move. Shadows coalesced into sinister forms that slithered along the ground, reaching out with ethereal tendrils that brushed against my skin like icy fingers. In the depths of my despair, a ghastly figure materialized before me. A spectre clad in tattered garments, its face obscured by shadows. Its hollow eyes bore into mine, and a voice, laden with sorrow and bitterness, spoke from the void. "You cannot escape the darkness that dwells within Ravenhurst. It has claimed us all." With that ominous proclamation, the figure dissipated, leaving me alone in the shifting maze of horrors. As the nightmarish visions intensified, I felt a sinister force closing in, threatening to consume my very soul. I sprinted through the ever-changing corridors, the walls closing in around me like a malevolent force, determined to imprison me within the haunted confines of Ravenhurst Manor. In a final act of desperation, I burst through a set of decaying double doors, finding myself back in the grand entrance hall. The air was thick with an oppressive stillness, and the ominous silence hung heavily in the air. As I stumbled towards the exit, the grand gate swung shut with a deafening clang, sealing me inside the cursed mansion. I was trapped in a perpetual nightmare, a prisoner of Ravenhurst's malevolent grip. The echoes of tortured souls reverberated through the haunted halls, and the flickering candlelight cast dancing shadows on the walls. The once abandoned manor had come alive with a malevolence that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead, and I was condemned to wander its haunted corridors for all eternity.